Welcome to Aesthetics. My name is Ms. Sharina Balaratnam. I'm a surgeon, founder, and medical director of my clinic here in Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire, United Kingdom. I come from a background in plastic and reconstructive surgery, and when I think about what I want to achieve from our patients, I want certainly aesthetic goals, but also functional and regenerative goals. Emsculpt Neo is a revolutionary technology that does two things. It builds muscle and burns fat simultaneously. How does it do that? It uses a combination, a synchronization of two highly advanced technologies in our world of advanced body sculpting. These are the high-intensity focused electromagnetic wave stimulation, and this targets selectively muscle. And then you have synchronized radiofrequency, and this targets the skin and the fat. When we think of the two technologies coming together, this is the perfect marriage to ensure that both technologies deliver more powerful results, more focused results for the target tissue that we're planning to treat. One of the commonest indications in treating with Emsculpt Neo is divarication of recti. What does that mean? Muscle separation post-pregnancy. One of the first few people to try Emsculpt Neo here at Aesthetics is sports presenter Hayley McQueen. Hayley came to see me post-pregnancy, wanting to regain her muscle strength, regain her muscle tone, increase the power in her core.
It's not just about coming and receiving a relaxing beauty treatment, it's about the science as to how something can really help improve problem areas, I guess, and I definitely have one of those. Having had a baby 18 months ago, I have a healthy, fit lifestyle, I've started to exercise again, and I just need that little bit of extra help, which is why I'm here. Well, I'm aware, of course, that Emsculpt has been around for a while and I've done a lot of reading about it, but the fact that this is the Emsculpt Neo and that this is taken up a notch, it was great. We had the paddles put on me. I had no idea what the sensation was going to feel like, and you kind of have this very hot sort of current running through you that kind of sucks everything up as well, but it's not painful. It's actually quite enjoyable. I love the fact that I could feel something happening, so you know that it's working, and you have this kind of sucking in and out, and it kind of ramps up as the minutes go on, and it kind of builds and builds and builds. You can really feel it happening, and it's just going to give me that little bit of extra help to try and strengthen some of these core muscles, which I think are in there somewhere. And the fact that I learned that you burn fat as well whilst having this treatment, I was definitely going to make sure that was going to happen.
The beauty about Emsculpt Neo is you have not just one, you have two paddles. So whilst patients can come by themselves in the comfort and the privacy right here at Aesthetics, some patients have chosen to buddy up and come as a pair. So it was with great pleasure that I welcomed the amazing pair, Linda Lusardi and Dee Anderson, TV producers and presenters, right here to the clinic to experience their Emsculpt Neo treatments together.
You're laid quite comfortably on the bed. You have straps around your middle to hold the machine paddle in place. It's put right down the center of your core. When it's turned up to the intensity part, it's quite tight because it's quite aggressive. It does lift up your stomach muscles quite tightly. Not that any of it hurts at all, but the day after, and I've felt like I'd done a massive workout. I can feel that the stomach muscles are harder and stronger, and I suffer with a weak lower back, and I can feel that I'm being a bit more supported already by those stomach muscles, which for me is a win-win.
When I arrived, I was thinking, I don't really know what's going to happen here. You're actually laid down on this amazing bed. You have the straps put around your tummy and the paddle put over your tummy, so it's really positioned very well in the middle. And then suddenly you feel, it's almost like a heat. You feel a kind of an intensity, a heat. But it's really interesting because you just feel that you're being slightly pummeled and slightly pulled into position where you should be. And the next morning I woke up and I thought, yeah, I do feel like I've done a lot of sit-ups, but it didn't hurt. You know, I didn't have any aches or pains or anything like that. But I was very conscious of my posture and the way I was sitting when I was driving, when I was walking, and that's continued. So I know this is a kind of a life change for me.
Another couple that came together for their treatments is Alexis and Amy. When I see what Emsculpt Neo will deliver for them, it will deliver them that 30% improvement in muscle density as well as fat reduction, not just for the 90 days, but for your beyond. So when I think about what they're looking for, they're looking to set themselves up for success, not just for this year, but for the next 5, 10, 15 years and beyond.
We'd had on my 40th birthday a really kind of, in-depth conversation about, what does life mean from here? And for us, that's just about, adventure with the boys, about travel, not just, now in our 50s and our 60s. I just want to invest in a really healthy, strong body because I don't want deterioration in the later years. I really want to be in the kind of best shape, for my family and for life experience.
Our plan is to go and explore the world together and climb mountains and canoe with killer whales and all sorts of things. So setting ourselves up for all of that success and adventure is really, really important to us.
Every single year we know we lose 1% collagen, 1% elastin in our skin. We also lose 1% of muscle bulk in our bodies. We call that sarcopenia. So if we know this is going to happen year on year, why not invest in something that's going to regenerate, rebuild, refocus, and re-strengthen ourselves for our futures? My next power couple is mother and daughter combination Joey and Valerie. They both came to see me with roughly the same wants and desires with slightly different indications. Joey had experienced successful results with the original Emsculpt. Now it was time for her to take her results next level. She had invested in personal training and was delivering a high level of result for herself, and Emsculpt Neo was here to take it right to the next level.
To give you a little bit of background history, I had a baby 3 years ago and my mum was like, your stomach isn't going back to normal, basically, weren't you?
Because I think a lot of women's problems do start when they've had a baby, because you've just had what basically is a trauma that's happened to you, and then you don't have the time to look after yourself, and if you let that go on too long, you then find it more and more difficult. And I think if you can do something like this, it's such a boost.
For me, I just find the science behind it the most interesting part, because obviously all of these procedures that you hear about and see on television and that are trending with celebrities, there's always an element of, is it actually working? Is it actually true? And I think for me to see firsthand that it really does work, and that actually doing up my trousers became easier, and just the way I held myself. And so, Mum, do you think this is a start of many more treatments?
I hope so, Jo. I really thought today was fabulous. I could really feel it working. I was very relaxed, it wasn't painful, and I found the whole experience really fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
Amazing.
I'm delighted that both Joey and Valerie are excited and satisfied with the results that they've obtained with Emsculpt Neo, and they're continuing their maintenance treatments on a 3-monthly fashion. Next up is Emma. Emma had sustained a back injury from skiing a few years ago, and it was taking her some time to regain her core muscle strength. Emma said that she couldn't exercise in the way that she used to, and she wanted to keep that going. Exercise is a key part of Emma's life and her lifestyle, not just for her, but for her young family too. And it's something that she wanted to get back into her life and to reset herself, as well as to build into the future.
Well, I came into aesthetics about 2 years ago because I had broken my back in 2017, and I was trying to get back to full fitness and was suffering repeated injuries and strains, so I was finding it quite frustrating. And I spoke to Sharina about what would work potentially for strengthening my core, and she'd mentioned that the original Emsculpt could assist in that department. After the second or third session, I really started to feel a difference, and by the fourth, I felt much stronger. I was able to train 3-4 times a week without any injuries, and sort of a bonus to all of that was that I lost some inches on my waist and I was lighter. So I walked into the room, laid down on the bed, the strap and the machine were put on. And then there's a 4-minute build-up with heat rising and gentle tapping. And then it builds up to the longer pulses. They all feel really easy. I have done the Emsculpt original machine, and I found that at some points during that, whilst I was comfortable, I did feel like I had to breathe more to get through it. And I found that a lot easier this time. That wasn't something that I needed to do. So this new treatment is much more powerful. However, I did find that it was much more relaxing.
I've personally carried out Emma's treatments, and with each single procedure, week on, week out, I could hear the improvements in function, the improvements in core strength coming from Emma with each and every treatment that she had with me. Emsculpt Neo is an absolute game changer, and when it comes to the treatments that I deliver here at Aesthetics, I will only invest in the best. Emsculpt Neo has certainly been one of the best technologies that I've invested in to deliver two things. Certainly aesthetic results, aesthetic goals. Our patients want that every single day. And more important to me also is regenerative goals, functional goals that our patients can not only enjoy now, but to celebrate for their futures. So I'd like to thank all of our patients for sharing their feedback for you out there to enjoy. And if any of you would like to learn more about Emsculpt Neo and how that can benefit you, please do reach out to us and contact my team, and we'd be absolutely delighted to welcome you to Aesthetics.